Oddly enough, or perhaps not surprisingly at all, Republican Congressman Matt Gaetz has been one of the biggest defenders of George Santos before, during, and after he got expelled from Congress this past Friday. Now, before the expulsion took place, Matt Gaetz was talking about how, hey, we shouldn't do this, right? This is bad. We can't do this. When it was time for Gaetz to give his speech, when they were doing the, floor votes for expelling Santos, Gaetz expressed his concern about, there's a lack of due process. We totally should not be, expelling people just based on allegations, right? I mean, God forbid we do that, a very nervous Matt Gaetz said. And then, of course, after the expulsion took place, Matt Gaetz seemed to be even more terrified, and he immediately went on Charlie Kirk's program, where Gaetz lamented the expulsion by saying, quote, "Our willingness to self-mutilate on these things really impairs our ability to get the job done. I mean, Congressman Bill Johnson of Ohio has taken a college university presidency that can knock us down to 2, and I don't really think Kevin McCarthy's sticking around long. We got a bunch of these octogenarians in our conference. If God forbid any of them would have crossed the Rainbow Bridge, we would be in a situation where we could literally lose the majority because we were so eager to throw George Santos out before even being convicted." Now, I wonder, right? Like, why would a guy like Matt Gaetz be so concerned about his own party being willing to expel their own members, even when they haven't been convicted? Now, can you think of a reason why Matt Gaetz might be a little concerned about that? We all know exactly why Matt Gaetz is concerned about that, folks. We have the House Ethics Committee, the same group that released the damning report that then led to Santos' expulsion. They're currently investigating Matt Gaetz as well. And based on reports from last week, both independent reports and Kevin McCarthy running his mouth, we know that that investigation has already uncovered some pretty significant things and in fact has been expanded to include more than what was included in the DOJ investigation. That investigation, by the way, Matt Gaetz was not charged in. Gaetz has not faced any criminal charges for anything he has been alleged to have done. So let's be clear about that. But the House Ethics Committee is not done. Now, I've had a lot of people, because I talked about Kevin McCarthy's comments last week, where he said, 1, Matt Gaetz belongs in jail. And then he said, 2, based on what he's seen from the House Ethics Committee, it's much worse than Santos. And we all know where Santos ends up, McCarthy said. Not ended up, but ends up, referring to, of course, prison. So that could be, as many people pointed out after that segment last week, it could be just McCarthy's sour grapes, right? McCarthy clearly has an axe to grind with Matt Gaetz. He doesn't like him. Gaetz was behind his removal as Speaker of the House. So yeah, Kevin McCarthy could be saying these things just because he's pissed at Matt Gaetz. That is a very real possibility. But y'all forgetting, we got to add in the other independent reports out there that said that the investigation into Gaetz is expanding. That's not from Kevin McCarthy. That's from people that have contacts inside the House Ethics Committee. So, yeah, take McCarthy with a grain of salt, but those other reports that say that, yeah, Gaetz looks like he's in trouble, those are the serious ones we need to focus on, which, of course, is probably why Matt Gaetz is, metaphorically wetting his pants right now, knowing that members can, in fact, be expelled successfully, even if they don't get hit with criminal charges. And that seems to be one of Matt Gaetz's biggest fears right now. He's not actually afraid of losing the majority for a few months. No. That's just the facade, right? That's why he's telling Charlie Kirk, like, oh, we could lose the majority. That's not what you're worried about. You're worried about losing your job based on what's going to come out of that House Ethics Committee report.